inspire you, about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women make it sound easy. Take it Wake easy, up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. I am your host, Miss Nikkie, and this is your daily cup of information and inspiration. We have a beautiful day outside. We are in the heat wave. And by heat wave, it ain't even really that hot, because let me tell you something. Heat wave in Texas mean three-digit high temperatures, right? Here it only meant 96 degrees. Now, if I could live in 110 degrees in Texas, let me tell you, 96 degrees is a walk in the park. It was so hot in Texas. We did Sean's mom's birthday party one year, and it was 100 and something degrees outside, and we were decorating the outside. When I tell you it was hot, oh my goodness, it was so hot. And even at night, it's the same temperature. I'm like, how is it supposed to be cooler at night and it's still just as hot as the daytime? Ain't no sun beaming down on us or nothing. How is it still so hot? OMG. So I'm definitely happy. I am definitely grateful for the sunshine, because we've had so much rain. So I'm grateful to have the sunshine. It does make you feel good. It does make you feel like renewed energy, and all of the life is just happening and popping and moving all about and around you. So definitely grateful for the sunshine. Again, I told y'all I have some things that I planted. I didn't put them in the ground yet. They still not in the ground, but they are growing and thriving. They were a little wimpy, like limping off to the side when it was all rainy. But now that the sun is out, they are all perked up. My tomato plants is perked. I planted everything. I just need to put it into the ground and let it just thrive and live its best life and start some lettuce, because I just can't help myself. I know I felt discouraged, but I really, it's just part of me that wants to do it. So I'm going to do it. So yesterday we were talking about breaking up. Last week we were talking about breaking up with yourself, right? This week we're talking about, after the breakup, you level up. So this whole week we're going to be talking about leveling up. And today I had some few keynote points that I wanted to talk about. And there was one thing in particular that really stuck out to me, and it didn't stick out to me until like the 9th hour. Like, it stuck out to me just a few minutes ago, and I was like, I really want to touch on this. And I wasn't really going in this direction with it, but I think I am today. It's one of the points was comfort versus calling, and I really want to speak about that, because when we say, oh, we're called to do something, or it was destined for me to do this. We think that just because we've been called to do something, that it's going to be an easy transition. We think that everything that we do when we're called, or this is what I'm supposed to be doing, that everything is going to be easy, and it should be easy. It should be a walk in the park, because this is my calling. And so all of the pieces should just fall into place, and that's how it should go. And that's the total opposite of what happens when you know your calling. Things just seem to be difficult. And I think things are difficult because it's for you to see. You got to be built, right? You got to strengthen yourself, and you have to strengthen your conviction. You have to know your purpose. You have to know that you have this unwavering, unshakable faith. You got to know that you got to trust in in the thing that you say that you are called to do. You got to trust in it. In order for you to trust it, you got to have faith. In order for you to have faith, is you got to be tested, right? So that just came to me this morning, and I was like, I think that's where I want to go with today. So I want to know, what is your take on that? Do you think that that's the direction we should go in this morning? Um, Comfort versus calling, and yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, because I think we think because we're called to do something, it's supposed to be easy for us. Y'all let me know if y'all think that's good for today. I do have some other key points, but that one really resonated with me, and so we're definitely going to get into that. Yesterday I said, what are some of the things that when we're breaking up, when we go through a breakup, there's some things that we generally do, right? And so some of you all said cut your hair off. Some of you said you get tattoos. Some of you said you work on yourself, right? And all of these things are perfect, because the same way that you operate after a breakup in real, with a spouse or a person or whatever, is the same way you're going to break up with these old habits that you have. It's kind of like the same process that we are going to be going through to create new habits and to become that new person. We're going to have to do those things. So if you have to cut off your hair, let's cut off all the bad habits. Let's cut it all off, right? If you have to get a tattoo, and that may be inspirational books and meditations and all of those things. If you have to do that, then that's something that again is going to be similar to an old breakup, a breakup in real life, and the breakup with your habits, right? Same thing, right? What do I need to motivate me and inspire me throughout the day? Maybe I do need to listen to some podcast that's gonna pick me up. Maybe I do need to write some inspirational quotes on my mirror like Mary Jane. Maybe I do need to put a little a quote or something on an index card and stick it in my wallet so I can look at it periodically throughout the day. Maybe I do need to put a quote in a frame and put it on my desk to remind myself how great I am every single day. All of these things that we do in a real breakup are the same things we're going to have to do with our old selves. The same thing we're going to have to do with those old habits that are no longer serving us, that we have to get rid of to become the new 2.0 version of ourselves. So if y'all with me in the chat, say I'm with you in the chat, and then we can get on with this day, because I think today is going to be a good one, just because it just resonated so deeply with me. And for the key point for me, it just stuck out to me when I said comfort versus calling. And I'm going to tell you why, because I share this story with you, transparent moment, or, full transparency. I've always said to y'all, I felt like sometimes I didn't feel qualified to lead as far as doing a podcast or doing a live series or doing what I'm doing right now. Sometimes I didn't feel like I was always qualified to do this job. And I forgot who it was, but somebody reminded me that there is something in the Bible that says God doesn't call the qualified, God qualifies those that are called. And from that moment, I am rapping, not from that moment, but just being reminded that everything that I need will come to me, everything that I will happen, and things that are going to have to develop in me is going to be something that's part of my transformation, is going to be part of my metamorphosis, right? And so since that is part of life, I have to make sure that I got to talk it like I walk it, right? I got to live in it. I can't just be talking about it. It's not just something that naturally came to me. And everybody who has a talent, it hasn't just naturally come to them. The people who have natural talent are lazy. The people that have natural talent don't work hard to maintain or be better because they have that natural talent. And so the people that don't have that natural talent, they work harder. They make sure that they hone their craft. They make sure that they are developing their craft. They make sure that they're strengthening certain qualities and things that they need in the weakened areas. They know that they have to work more. They have to work harder for that because it doesn't naturally come to them. It's not something that is simple, and that's the same thing that I want to say about us with these habits. It's not something that's going to naturally come to us. There are some things that we are naturally challenged at, or some things that we overlook on purpose because we don't want to do those things. And just because we overlook them don't mean that they have to get done. I mean, that they don't have to get done. They have to get done. And we have to do whatever it is that we need to do to make sure that we get the job done, right? And so that is definitely what we are going to be speaking about today. And like I said, it's a transparent moment for me because I am evolving, right? And I do notice that, some people are saying, the people that have been rocking with me for a very long time, I can see the transition. I could see the changes. I could see the confidence. I could hear the confidence. I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to see what's going on. So you have a front row seat to the transformation, the evolution of me, right? And it's the same thing for everybody in the room. When I'm looking at you all producing the content that you're producing, speaking more confidently in your business, it's not something that naturally came to you, but it is something that you are working on, and you're developing a new muscle. And to see all of that happening, it should be a confidence booster for you. It should make you feel like, hey, I didn't naturally have this, but I was able to develop this. And if I was able to develop this, I can develop anything. If I was able to strengthen this, and I knew that I did not want to go live, and now I go live every single day, and I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but now I can hold my own. If you can see that, that should be enough of the confidence that you need. And I'm not saying that's going to be enough to carry you every day, because there are going to be things that knock you down. There are going to be things that give you pause. There are going to be things that make you say, am I really doing the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be things that are going to disturb that confidence that you were building up. But the one thing that you do have to know is that you were able to do it. And if you did it before, you could do it again. You know what I'm saying? If you did it before, you could do it again. So if that doesn't help you to keep on moving forward and to keep on, no matter what, press on, if that doesn't encourage you, I can't say I don't know what will, but that right there needs to be enough to encourage you, because you should be able to know that if I did it before, I'm able to do it again. If I was able to build from nothing, I could always build something. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't have anything and you was in a dark place and in despair, and you were able to build yourself back up, there should be nothing that would be able to destroy you if you were able to build from the ground. If you were able to build when you lost everything, when you were sick and you didn't know how you was going to do A, B, and C, and you were able to get yourself and your life back on track, and you was able to bring yourself back up, and I'm, with God, but you was able to bring yourself up out of that thing. Imagine what other things you can do. Right? And a little habit shouldn't be the thing that's going to stop you. Procrastination, perfectionism, poor time management, all of those things should not be able to be the thing that take you out, especially if you build something from the ground all the way up. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, let's get into what's popping in the chat and who is in the building. Let's get it. Let's go, y'all. Let me get in here. Good morning, Christina. Christina is in the building. She said, good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? And Christina's first this morning. Hey. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois is in the building. Miss Lois said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed and highly favored. Yes, and yes, you are, Miss Lois. Miss Kim is in the building. Miss Kim said, good morning, lovelies. Good morning, Miss Kim. How are you doing this amazing morning? Big Meech is in the building. Big Meech said, good morning, everyone. Please. I hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Do it. Never. Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda's in the building. She said, good morning, family. Good morning. And thank you for being a YouTube member of the YouTube crew. Hey, Grand Rising, Tanya. Grand Rising. How are you doing this amazing morning? Good morning, Melissa. Melissa's in the building. Melissa said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed. Yes, and yes. Big Me says it's going to be 96, but the real feel is triple digits. Listen, ain't nothing like that heat in Texas. I'm going to tell you something. If anything, Texas made me appreciate the heat that we get here. Because down there is hell. Like it is hot. Like you are melting hot, like dripping, drenching sweat hot. Okay. It is so hot. We got out the car for June's birthday party. We didn't even get to the place. Like from the car to the corner, we were already sweating. I said, this is too hot. This is too hot. We didn't even get into the building yet. Okay. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. How are you doing this amazing morning? And you know what I say to that, right? You better thank a union member. Y'all better thank a union member. Yes, yes, and yes. Let's get it. Let's do it. All right. So thank you so much. We are going to get into it. Good morning, Lakeisha Keisha. Lakeisha said, good morning, everyone. I am truly blessed. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Ann, and welcome to Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. How are you doing this amazing morning? Ann says, good morning from Las Vegas. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Good morning, Kay, the manager. Kay said good morning and happy T-shirt Tuesday, everyone. Okay, let's get some T-shirts popping this morning. Let's get it popping. All right, so Chantel say being called is actually harder. Yes, it is. Because the devil fights you harder because he doesn't want you to get the message out and to help liberate others and yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. I am resonating with that. I love that. You are definitely called, Nikki. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yolanda says, absolutely. This is what I'm going through right now. Breaking up with me. Listen, I'm in the process of cutting my hair and getting a tattoo, revamping myself and working on me and my health. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. I am here for it. Good morning, Martini. Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? Chantel said the heat in Texas is ungodly. I tell you, it is hot out there. Okay. Good morning, Tia. What's going on with you? Good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? I hope all is well and great things are happening. Like my son says, great things are gonna happen. Listen, you better fight a union member. Yes, and yes. So today I'm going to start with that point because I was going other places. But let me tell y'all something. I'm going to go with the comfort versus the calling. And the reason why I said that, because when I was talking about it earlier in the beginning, I was saying how that part really resonated with me. And I think that it's going to be something that we all need because we look at change as it being difficult and change, or I just feel so comfortable in my ways and I just want to hold on, and we just hold on to these old ways that are not serving us. We hold on to them because we know what it's like. We know what results we're going to get. And so the unknown is unexpected and we just don't know what to get. We don't know what if I'm not successful? Well, what if this doesn't happen? What if I can't support myself with my business? Well, what if people don't like my content? Well, what if people don't like this particular thing? And we have all of these what ifs in our minds that stops us, and they're stumbling blocks, they're obstacles in the way of our greatness. They're in the way of what we're supposed to be doing, right? And so I say this: if you have the idea, if you have the inkling, if you say this is something that I want to do, the idea didn't just come from nowhere. You may have even been inspired by somebody else, and that's totally fine, right? But the idea didn't come from you saying I want to be like this person. The idea came from you having this idea to help you to make sure that your gift will make room for you, right? And so if you have that idea, that's a gift, it's a blessing. And so what are you going to do with that gift, right? Are you going to nurture it? Are you going to help it to grow? Are you going to prune it when necessary? Are you going to give it the proper nutrients? Are you going to do what you need to do in order for your gift to grow, right? The gift that you grow is the gift that you get is a seed, right? And what do we do with seeds, y'all? If what God gives us is a seed, what do we supposed to do with seeds? And if y'all in the garden, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Because if you look at life and you look at nature and you look at how things grow, it is a process, and that same process is the same process that we as humans take on, right? It mimics each other, right? The process of growing in the garden is the same process of us growing the garden in our minds, right? And with the physical things that are going to come with it. The only thing with the garden is we get to see and we get to eat these physical things, right? We don't see it as us in our regular life and the things that we have. We sometimes we don't see our seed as a gift because we don't see the blessings that is to come from it. Like if it's something that's growing in the garden, we get to actually see, okay, well, the tomato has grown. I'm able to enjoy this tomato. I grew this tomato from the seed. I grew this tomato. I nurtured this tomato. I did all these things to this tomato. Now I'm able to enjoy this tomato. I'm able to eat it, and so is my family. My family is also able to eat from this fruit, right? When we see it for ourselves, we overlook and take for granted. We are so appreciative of something that we've grown, but when it's something that we've grown within ourselves, we're not as appreciative of it. We just think like, oh well, that's supposed to happen, or oh, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like we overlook the things that we are producing and or that we are growing within ourselves, and we don't take the time to appreciate it. And I think that we need to start looking at the things that we do, the gifts that we have, the seeds that are planted as a beautiful garden that is growing, that needs to be protected at all costs, that needs to be nurtured, to be pruned, to be taken care of, to watch, right? I think that we need to see ourselves as the garden, right? And again, we overlook those things because we think that those, oh, that's just what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I'm a good mother. That's just because I'm supposed to be a good mother. Oh, I'm just this because that's what I'm supposed to be. And we really undervalue the things that we actually do, or the things that are actual blessings, because just because um, you're a good mother, we don't need to just say, okay, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, we are supposed to do that, but as we see in life, everybody has not been blessed with a good mother. Some people had to figure things out on their own. Some people had to get it out the mud, as they would say, right? And so we overlook these blessings because we think that everybody should have it. And we need to stop overlooking those things, because that may be something that somebody needs. That thing that you think you taken for granted of being a good mother, that nurturing is going to nurture somebody who needed it, and you're going to be that blessing to them. So we have to stop overlooking the things that are blessings because we think that everybody should have it if everybody does not have it. And so I want to say, when we look at the gifts and the seeds that are planted, we need to start really saying this is really a gift. I want somebody to put gift in the chat. Gift in the chat. Melissa says, I agree with Chantel. I fight my gift all the time and let past experiences dictate the future outcomes. Yep. Our heat makes you angry. It sure does. Because it ain't no reason to be that hot. It's no water that quench that thirst. I guess that's like hell. No. But it's just so hot out there. When we have seeds, we plant them. When we have seeds, we plant, water, and nurture them, right? And so we have to look at it as God has given us a seed. If God has given us a seed to plant and we don't do anything but keep it in the pack, and nothing is going to happen to that seed, it's just going to stay there. So of course you're not going to appreciate the seed because you can't appreciate the growth. Of course you can't appreciate the seed because you didn't do the work in order for the seed to do what the seed needs to do. Inside that seed is potential. Inside that seed is fruit. Inside that seed is growth. We're not looking at it because we're just looking at a seed in the packet saying this is not going to do anything. We've got things that have to get done. We have work that have to be done on the seed with this seed. We can't just look at the seed and be like, well, it's not worth anything because it ain't doing anything. No, the seed needs to be worked. The gift that God gives you, that plant, that seed that God gives you, that plant He planted on the inside, it needs to be worked. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be watered. It needs to grow. It needs to be pruned. Things have to happen in order for the seed to do what it needs to do. It's not going to just do it by itself, right? There's some work that we have to do. And I want y'all to put work in the chat. There's some work that you're going to have to do, and it's not going to be easy. It's not easy to grow a garden. It's not easy. There's some things you've got to learn along the way. There's some things that you're going to know that when you're planting certain things, they can't be planted next to other things because it's going to deplete the nutrients that the thing that you're planting needs. And so you can't put some things planted next to that thing, or you have to put some a gate or something around it because something else is going to get it, or you have to make sure that you cover it so that the bugs don't get to it before you get to it, right? There's some things that have to happen. There's a process. Everything that we do in life is a process, and you can't just take for granted that, oh, if I put the seed in the ground, everything's just going to happen. No, there's some work that has to happen in order for that to grow, right? And there's going to be some frustrations. There's been plenty of years that I've been trying to grow lettuce and I have not yet successfully. I haven't grown lettuce successfully until last year. Last year, I was able to reap the benefits of all of the life lessons that I had in the garden trying to grow lettuce. That is a word, right? Last year was the time that I was able to get lettuce that I could eat and enjoy. I've been trying previous years, I was not able to get lettuce. No matter what I did, I was not able to grow a head of lettuce. Last year, I grew varieties of lettuce. I was able to eat salad from my lettuce. I was able to grow collard greens. There were things that I was not able to ever grow, and then I was able to grow certain things last year. Not because it was luck, not because, yeah, of course you're going to grow the lettuce now. You tried for 3 years before this and you weren't able to. So of course it's just natural. No, it wasn't just a natural thing. It was things that I had to learn. It was a process. It was a way that I had to grow it. And once I had got that process growing, then it was something else that I had to do in order for that to grow. And then after I did that, I couldn't just leave it out to grow out in the elements. I had to cover it. So I had to cover the lettuce that I was growing in order for my lettuce to be successful, in order for my lettuce to give me something that I could eat, right? I had to do some things, and it's the same thing with you, right? You have to protect the gift that you are growing, right? In order so that the bugs don't come in and put holes in your lettuce, right? And so the weeds don't come in and destroy your crops. You've got to make sure that you're doing the work. It's not just going to happen. All of the things that I was learning in the past, I wasn't failing. Yes, I failed in that particular time, right? I didn't get it, so I could say that was a failure. But because of all of those failures, I was able to grow something. I was able to grow my lettuce successfully last year, right? Because I had to switch up my process. And that's the same thing I think as us as humans. Sometimes we got to switch up the process in which we're going to grow something, because every way that the things that we did before is not going to work now. And so those old habits that you had before are no longer serving you in this new 2.0 version of yourself. There's some things that are going to have to change. There's some things you're going to have to cover. There's some things you're going to have to weed out. There's some things that you can't allow in your space. There's some new environments you're going to have to put yourself in order for you to thrive. There's some things that are going to happen, but it ain't going to happen if you don't do the things. Are y'all with me in the chat? Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. I may be sounding a little too preachy, so let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Let me know. Because sometimes y'all know me with the garden. I'll go real far. Real far in the garden. So let me know if y'all with me in the chat. Miss Kim said, everything we harvest is something from our garden. I celebrate it. Just like I am conditioning myself to celebrate my small wins in my business. This is new for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. The artist is nothing without the gift, but the gift is nothing without the work. Ooh, you better come on. Come on. I love it. Let me know if y'all are with me. Let me know if I went too far. Let me know. And if I am too far, y'all can say, Nikki, come back. Reel me back in. Because I will get there. I will be jumping off the deep end. So let me know if I'm jumping off the deep end. All right. And so you want to make sure that whatever it is that you need, that you are doing to grow the seed. God gave you a seed. You need to do what you need to do to maintain it. Right. And so I wanted to get into the comfort versus the calling. Right. And the reason why is because everybody, if we look in the Bible, everybody who, and I am not one of those people that a Bible thumper. I don't go to church every Sunday, but I am spiritual, right? I don't go to church at all, but I am spiritual, right? And the Bible is full of stories of people saying, all the holy people weren't called to do certain things. God called the people who are the challenged people. God calls the people that people will underestimate or people overlook. People say, well, this person is a drunkard, this person is a murderer, this person is a this person is a that. Why would God call them to do the things or to do what they're called to do, right? Why would God call them to do that, to serve his purpose, right? And the reason why is because once those people change, you can see the transformation in them, right? Once those people in the Bible, those people that are the throwaways or the people who you just don't see it in, they just not spiritual enough or they just don't have it. Those type of people, once you see them transform, that's enough to make you say, if they could do it, I could do it, right? It's enough for you to see them when they start living in a different light. You start to see and appreciate what they've done with themselves. You're not going to see it and you're not going to recognize it in somebody who's always, oh, I'm so holy, I do everything I'm supposed to do, and I do everything just the right way and things like that. If they change, you don't notice it, right? Because in your eyes, they're already doing what they're supposed to do. Not saying that they are, because that's another story, right? Not saying that they are, but they're already supposed to be, and I got my air quotes up, living the right life, right? So now when you see somebody else, somebody who was scamming and living on a, drinking, smoking, doing all the things they ain't supposed to do, and just going down the wrong road, once you start seeing them straighten up, once you start seeing the way that they speak, once you start seeing that they're living the life that they're talking about, when you start seeing all of those things, that's when you start to say, oh wow, this person really has changed. And you may not believe it. It ain't for you to believe, right? That transformation is not for you. That's their transformation. But because all of these things are happening, you get to see the process, and you get to see, you like front row seat, like, oh, all right, well, I could see that change. And wow, you really changed your life. You really, because that is where the transformation happened. You have to be able to see it. If something is, if you're already doing the right thing and everything is already, according to the plan, air quotes again, if you're living that way, when the transformation happens, you can't see it because you've already been acting like it. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm just saying this is why God calls the people who are the throwaways. This is why God calls the people who are the challenge. It's because when they change, you get to see it. When they change, you understand that there's a whole transformation that just took place. And it's the same thing with us in these habits, right? There's a whole transformation that is about to take place. And once those changes happen, you're going to be looking at yourself and you're going to be unrecognizable. And you're going to say, I actually transformed. I remember when I didn't have A, B, and C. I remember when it was so hard for me to do D, E, and F. But now it's easier for me to do it, right? And just because you've been called to do something don't mean that your path is going to be easy. That means the total opposite. Your path is going to be difficult because, again, you have to know that this is something that you can do. This is something that when times get hard, you're going to be able to stick it out. You're going to know that if something needs to happen in order for you to grow, you're going to do the work. You're going to see that you were able to do it before. So again, you'll be able to pick it up again, right? And so let me just share something with you. This is something that when I was looking, I was like, I really want to have the quote. Not the quote. I really want to have the Bible verse and everything for y'all. But then I said, you know what? Let me just see why, God qualifies those he calls, right? Let me see. And so this is one of the things that I have put in there. I said all the stories in the Bible, I said, of God calling unqualified people, right? And this is what it said to me. The Bible is full of stories where God chooses and uses individuals who, by human standards, seem unqualified. These stories demonstrate that God's power and purpose are not limited by human limitations or perceived inadequacies. God often chooses the unlikely, the broken, and the seemingly ordinary to accomplish his will. And the reason for that being is because, again, you will see the transformation. And so, if this is true for that, this is also true for us. This is also true for the transformation of the evolution of who we are becoming, right? So, if the new person requires you to do different things and requires a different level of work, it should be like, okay, well, this is going to be difficult. And I'm saying, recognize that it's going to be difficult. Recognize that this transformation is not going to be easy. One of my friends just said, she's so dope, right? Very talented. And so she's struggling with an addiction, right? So she's struggling with an addiction, and she had posted that today is the day that she is going to make the change in her life to stop being addicted. And I'm not going to say her business, but she, stop what she's doing, and because God is stronger than this. So she knows that she is being called and tested. And she knows that doing this, because she decided that she is going to make this change, that she is going to be tested. She recognizes that there are going to be situations where it's going to challenge her, it's going to challenge what she says that she wants to do, but she's up for the challenge. It's the same thing that I'm saying to us all here in this room, is that we know in order for us to become this better, bigger person, be more successful in our business, and just even in general for ourselves, right? Just in general for ourselves. If we know that we want something different, then we know that we've got to do the work. The work has got to be done. And so I say all of that to say that, yes, moving into the 2.0 version of yourself is going to challenge you. Yes, you taking on new habits and letting go of those old habits. Yes, that's going to challenge you. Yes, it's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Yes, you're going to feel like, throwing the whole thing away at times and days. And, that's going to happen. But I want to say that if God could bless us and say, I know you're a mess right now, and I know that you doing the work is going to be worth it for you. I think you doing the work is going to be something that you are going to appreciate later. You may not see it now, but you'll definitely appreciate it later. So I'm going to plant this seed in you right now so that you can go on ahead and become what I called you to be. And so it's the same thing I'm saying to you all. You have the seed planted in you. God called you to be something. And I'm saying nurture that seed. It's going to be challenging. Yes, you're going to have to watch it. Yes, you're going to have to cover it. Yes, you're going to have to protect it. But it's definitely going to be worth it in the end to become the new 2.0 version of yourself. If y'all feel me in the chat, tell me y'all feel me in the chat. If you feel me, say I feel you. It's not going to be easy. Letting go is never easy, right? It is never easy. But sometimes you need to let go so that you can allow the new things to grow. Sometimes you got to let those things you got to let those things go so you can be who you are becoming. You got to do the things in order for the things to happen for you. And let me know if y'all with me in the chat. And let me know if y'all are with me in the chat. Let me know. All right, so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, right? I wanted to talk about the transformation. I wanted to talk about God calling God qualifying those he called, right? I wanted to make sure that we all understand that as creators, as entrepreneurs, as humans, that we are going to be challenged and tested, especially when we decide that we want to do better. Once we decide we want to do better, all of the temptations don't coming at us in every single direction. Things that we've never been tempted with before, we start to be tempted with now, right? And so I just want to say that you are in good company, because if it happened to Jesus, if it happened to Jesus, it can happen to us, right? God called on him to come out to live on this earth and to help everybody and to do the things that he did and to show the miracles and just calling, you know what I'm saying? Just in living in his calling, sharing the word and doing all the things, sharing the gospel. And people overlooked him. People didn't think, you know, well, why is he doing this? Especially those holy rollers, right? Well, what is he doing? He ain't the son of God. He ain't the son of man. That's the son of God. He ain't that, you know, and they were saying all of these terrible things. So if they were saying and they did what they did to Jesus, then hello, right? So we're in good company. And so we have to start seeing that, you know, God gave us a gift and it's time that we start nurturing it. God gave us a gift and it's time for us to start showing that we appreciate the seed that God planted on us on the inside. All right. So if y'all with me, say yes. If you with me, say yes. The next thing that I want to say is that becoming you is going to require some building, right? There's some things you're going to need. There's some things you're going to learn. There's some things you're going to have to know. There's some things you're going to have to apply. Just because you have not done it before does not mean that it can't be done now, right? If you did something, you overlooked something before, then okay, address it now, right? I haven't had my trademark in, was operating in business for 10 years before I even had a trademark, because I didn't know it was something that I needed. But what I did, I didn't just throw the whole business away. I just said, I just need to apply for my trademark, and I did it. So if there's some things that you haven't been doing within your business or with, you know, with yourself, it is time that now I could just add these things on. I wasn't good at this. I'm going to read some books. I wasn't good with this. Maybe I'm going to get a coach. I wasn't good with this. Maybe I need some therapy. I wasn't good with this. Maybe I need to network more. I wasn't good with social media. Now I need to post more. Like, there are things, just because you didn't have it before and just because you didn't do it previously, don't mean that you can't start applying these things now. Start applying and start seeing the change. Start seeing that things are starting to transform for you. Start seeing that you're starting to connect with your audience. Start seeing that you're starting to make sales. Start seeing that you're starting to make business friends that are making connections for you and starting to put you in rooms and places and spaces that you could have never even imagined, right? That they're speaking life into your name and your business because you are in connection with them. So just start thinking about those things that, yes, you didn't have it before, but there's nothing wrong with starting to do it now. Absolutely nothing wrong. You didn't have it then. Everybody sit there and say, well, my business, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. Well, fix it. Fix it. You didn't do it, and so what? Okay, you did something and it was bad. So what? We all fall short, right? That's what they say, right? We all fall short. And if that's the case, then we just need to pick up where we were, or pick up just turn the page and start fresh. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with starting fresh. There's nothing wrong with picking up a new habit. Picking up a good new habit. There's nothing wrong with doing the things that you were supposed to be doing and starting fresh, and that's it, right? So you didn't do it before. We got it. Duly noted. We don't have to live there and keep reliving that situation. We don't have to keep reliving that moment. We don't have to keep having that thought on a loop, right? It's over and done with. You may have failed in a business before and you sitting there replaying that thing because now you don't think that you are able to do it. But if that seed is still planted in you to nurture and to grow, then guess what? Water it and see what happens. Give it some sunshine and see what happens. Put it in the right environment and see what happens. Take all of those lessons from that failure. That's me and my letters. Take all of those lessons in the failures and see how you can now formulate a plan to properly grow your letters. How can I formulate a plan to properly be successful? What can I do now? I know what didn't work. I'm not going to keep on reliving those things. I'm not going to keep on testing the things that didn't work. I'm going to try some new methods. I'm going to try something different. So for me, it was putting my seeds in a gallon and water sowing my water jug sowing my lettuce. That worked for me. It didn't work for me putting it in the dirt because it kept getting too leggy. It kept growing weird. It wasn't supposed to grow like that. It was supposed to grow in a different environment. And I wasn't putting it in that environment. And it wasn't until I learned from all those failures that this is how it's going to grow. And this may not work for me in this year, next year, right? This whole that what worked for me last year may not work right now. And I may have to make some adjustments, but I could be all right making adjustments and making tweaks because I know that what I did before for my failures, I was able to be successful. Same thing that can happen now, right? So just because it worked one year may not work this year. And so I may have to make some tweaks in order to make it happen, but it is a possibility that this thing could grow. And matter of fact, I believe that it will, and I'm sure that it will grow, right? I'm sure that it will grow. As long as we look at things in this capacity, I think that everything is going to be fine because we have to be okay with sometimes things don't work and sometimes we have to make a change. Sometimes we have to pivot. Sometimes we have to do something different. Maybe we need to research a little bit more. Maybe we just need to try a different method. Maybe we need to hire a teacher. Maybe we need to just do different things, right? In order for the thing to happen. And it's okay. But we need to be okay with knowing that things are going to change and we are going to have to change with them. Let me know if we good. Let me know if we are good. If this is resonating with you, let me know. Just apply for my trademark at the end of May. Yes. It was something that I did not know that I needed. And when I did know, I got it. When, they're just different things. If you didn't have it before in your business, just do it now. If you didn't have the confidence before, what do you need to be confident in your business? What do you need to be confident with your product? What do you need to get out there and start selling the thing, right? The only way you're going to learn is by doing. You have to do it enough to say, okay, I feel a little comfortable. I may still feel uneasy about it, but I could get out there. I know that once I'm out there, and I don't have a choice. I got to do the thing, right? Totally fine. Totally fine. Come on now, speak to me. Hey, come on, Yolanda. Come on. You have to work that thing. Yes. Yes, if the seed is planted, we got to do what we have to do. It's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with growing, and there's nothing wrong with taking something out of one environment and putting it in another environment. And by that, I mean your circles. By that, I mean your friends. By that, I mean business connections. By that, I mean if you need to be in different environments, there's nothing wrong with uprooting yourself and putting yourself in the proper environments. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. Let me see what Miss Loy says. I'm confident with my products, but not the packaging. That's what we got, girl. That's what we doing, Miss Loy. We fixing it. We are fixing it. There's one thing that I want to share with you all, especially before we conclude today. And I don't remember, and I think it was there was an interview with Michelle Obama, Kelly Rowland. There were some other people on this panel. I don't remember who else was on this panel. And I remember her saying that we overlook our small wins. And I want to say this to say, our small wins, no matter how small, if you decided today that you're not going to procrastinate and you just decided 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to do it. That's Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, right? I'm going to do whatever I said that I've been putting off forever, right? I'm going to do it today. That may be organizing some stuff. That may be moving some things into another room. That may be doing some stuff on the back end. That may be tidying up some emails. Whatever that thing is for you, right? We have to make sure that we are going to decide to do those things and not overlook the small wins because we're trying to get to the big goal. So let's say, you didn't get to the big goal, but the small win of the day was for me to get everything up out of the drawers and put them into the new drawers that's in the new room, right? If that's what I'm supposed to do, a win is a win, right? You didn't get to transform the whole room, but you were able to do one little thing. And it's the little things that are going to get you to the big goals, right? You have to do a bunch of little things to get there. And so that's the thing that Michelle Obama was saying. She was like, we overlook these small wins and we don't celebrate these small wins because we're so busy trying to get to the big goal that's the only thing that we see. So the big goal is overshadowing every single thing that we're doing in order to get there. And it seems so far away that we don't even have the momentum to get there. And we need to start normalizing celebrating the small wins. We need to start normalizing that it takes these small, tiny steps to get there. Today may be the day you say, you know what, I'm going to post content. You may not have posted a whole content calendar or created a whole content calendar, but today was one of the smaller wins. I'm going to post today. That's a win. I'm going to celebrate that. I got to celebrate it because I know I haven't posted in like 5 months and it's time for me to start posting about my business. And so today I'm going to post. I did it. I accomplished that goal and I'm going to celebrate it. Matter of fact, I'm going to share it on my stories and tell everybody, hey, listen, I know I've been MIA for a minute and it's time for me to start getting back into the swing of things because I really want you to see what I'm doing in my business. I think I'm doing some really dope things in my business and I really want to share that with you all. I got to get out of my own way and start posting content. So when y'all see me post and engage with me and this is going to boost up that the connection. You want to feel more confident about it and you actually going to get that momentum because they're going to be encouraging like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see what you got coming up. You got more stuff coming up like this. You got more of these body oils. What's the new scents coming up? They're going to start talking to you, which is going to encourage you to start engaging a little bit more. So we've got to start getting into the habit of celebrating what our small wins are. We got to get into the habit of saying that, yes, the big win is amazing. Getting there is going to be the most amazing feeling in the world. But I definitely need to start giving the same kind of love and attention to my small wins because if it wasn't for these small wins, I would never get to the big one. Right? If it wasn't for the small ones, I would never get to the big one. And so we have to start celebrating the small ones just the same way as we promote the big ones. And if we're ready for the next one, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Say next. Say next. If you are ready for the next one, put next in the chat. We are going to definitely upgrade the identity. So when we upgrade the identity, what does that look like for us? And if you can, I know a lot of you are at work, but if you can, what's one of those things that is an upgrade for you that you're going to start doing, right? It could be organizing. That could be an upgrade. Listen, it doesn't have to be something monumental. It can be something very tiny, right? Because these tiny things are going to help you become the best version of yourself. That thing may be planning out your day. That thing may be starting with prayer, right? Then more prayer, right? That thing may be let's see, putting yourself on a schedule, time management, right? That's what that thing can be. What does the 2.0 version of you need to do? That thing may be communicating. That thing may be putting your products out there. That thing may be taking better product photos. That thing may be learning how to use AI. That thing may be hiring a coach. That thing, no matter what that thing is, the new version of you requires something. What is that thing that the new version of you requires? Trying to use AI. Okay, take the trying off and learning to use AI. We got to change our language. We have to change our language because if you're trying, no matter what you do, you're going to be trying, right? We want to learn. I am going to commit to learning. One of the things that I realized, and I realized this yesterday, right, is when you feel defeated about not knowing something, nothing anybody says is going to help you get there because you're frustrated. And so you've already created that blockage for yourself that you can't do something. Even when it's presented to you in a simplified version, you still don't get it because your mind already said you don't get it. There's some scientific method behind it. I'm not a scientist, nor am I a therapist, so I don't know. what it is, but there's something when you say you can't get something, your brain automatically turns it off and you don't get it. No matter what, no matter how somebody explains it, you're just not receptive to it, right? And so that's one of the things that I've noticed is when you say certain things, it's a trigger, right? And so boom, shut it down. But if you take a step back and say, how can I learn this? Or how can I make this thing work for me? And then you realize, how can I work this thing out? How can I make this work for me? Somebody presents a simplified version of it and then boom, you get it, right? Because now I'm not saying that I can't get it. Now I'm not saying that I'm frustrated in learning. I'm not saying I'm never going to get it. Now I done open myself up to be receptive for other ways that this thing can work. It may not have worked initially because I wasn't prepared or ready for it, but now I'm opening up myself to this and I'm saying that oh well, let me try this. I really want to learn how to do this. And so since I really want to learn how to do this, a simplified version, oh okay, I understand now. Oh, that's all I had to do. It becomes easy to you, right? Because you opened up yourself to learn. And so, like I said, I don't know what's the scientific method. I don't know what the the therapeutic situation is. I don't know any of that. I just know that happens. I just know, and I know that it happens because it's something that I tested out today, right? Somebody was frustrated with using, and I did a bonus class yesterday, and it was on Midjourney. And Midjourney was a struggle, and it was a struggle because Midjourney is a different way to learn. Midjourney is a little tougher than some of the other AIs, right? And so, it was a frustrating moment, and no matter what, everything just seemed to not be working. And it's just about our outlook too, right? So just nothing seemed to be working, right? And so I said, you know what? Let me take what you did, let me rework it, and now let me present it to you today. Something I did today, this morning before I got on. Let me show this to you in a different way. And so I did something and I sent it to her and I was like, is this what you were going for? And she was like, yeah, how did you do that? I told her the same way that I did myself. I told her what to do yesterday. And so she was like, but I did that. It's not working. It's not this and it's not that. It's not connecting. Da, da, da. And so I sent her the prompt and I said, this is what I said. And this is the results that it gave me. I took the results and I put it into Midjourney, and this is the picture that it gave me. This is what you was looking for. And she was like, yes. And then she, again, how did you do that? The way I told you yesterday, but yesterday you weren't receptive to it. And I didn't say this to her, but I'm saying it to y'all. You weren't receptive to it yesterday. So no matter what I said, it wasn't going to click for you. You are open to it today because your guard is not up about this certain situation because you're just not getting it, right? Your guard is not up. So now you're open to the learning. And so now that you got it, now you know you're open to the possibilities of what you're able to do with it. And now you can see where I was talking about on how to speak to Chat GPT to get the responses that you want. So now you can see it because now she's open to it, right? And so I say all of that to say sometimes we just don't get it because we're closing things off, right? But if we're open to possibilities, if we're open to learning, we'll be able to get it. We have to say that we want to learn how to be better, how to do better, how to do different things. We've got to be open to learning. Open and receptive. Y'all with me in the chat? Let me know. So that's what I'm saying about the language. Instead of saying the trying, switch that up and say learning, right? Good morning, Larry from Mandu Candles. How are you doing this amazing morning? Sorry I'm late. It is okay. Posting. Okay, so Yolanda said she wants to post more. So posting, not holding back, showing my true self, pouring into me and my business, and your business needs to be seen. I'm gonna continue to tell you this, and not just because you are a member of BBU Tribe, not because you're here with me in the mornings, but I really think that your brand needs to be something that's out there. People are out there doing less. Right? And you've got you're talented. It needs to be shown. It needs to be seen, and you need to be, unapologetic about what you do. Really do. As Lois says, you have to believe you can learn. We all learn differently. Yes, you have to believe that you can learn. It will definitely come to you if you're open. You know, and it's going to be frustrating. Everything don't come easy. Everything don't come easy, and anything worthwhile is not going to come easy, right? Because if something is too easy, then something is too good to be true. And sometimes it is, right? But you have to be able to know that it's going to be a challenge. I'm good and I'm up for the challenge, right? Let me see. I was just discussing this with my husband, learning to be grateful over the small things. Yes, you have to appreciate your small things because they take you to the big things. Okay. So I hope this was something that resonated with everyone. I hope that you are open to, again, the new version of you is going to require challenge. The new version of you is going to require patience. You have to have grace. You're going to have to give yourself some, you got to give yourself some grace. You got to love on yourself. You got to know that, yes, I'm going to be tested. I'm going to be challenged, and it's not going to be easy, but I am committed to the process. I am committed to the transformation. I can't wait to see the new version of me. I can't wait to see what I am going to evolve into. I cannot wait to see this new version of me, because the new version of me is going to be a beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to start living in that and knowing that just because you decided that you wanted to do something, just because you decided that you want to be better, don't mean that it's going to be easy for you to be better. You have to develop this thing. You have to get into it. You have to get into it. It's going to be a challenge, right? Tia says, I'm 85% complete on the new. Oh, come on, 85%. 85% complete on my new website. And instead of being frustrated about the 15, I'm grateful for the 85. I'm telling you, if you only got 15 left, that means you're more than half the way there. And that's a win. A win is a win. Right. Larry says, great news. I wanted to share with everyone. My shoe spray is now being sold at a mom and pop shoe store. Come on. Get in all of them stores. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, y'all. So if today was something that resonated with you and you were able to get something from it, I want y'all to put some ones in the chat. And while y'all putting ones in the chat or letting me know your thoughts about today's live, I am going to just share that I want everybody to follow me on all social media. I am Bubble Babes. That is BABEZ University. Everywhere on all social media. Also bubblebabesuniversity.com. If you would like to click the community. If you like to join the community is free to join, absolutely free to join. If you are a member, sign in. If you're not, sign up. That is it. That is all. Make sure that if you are not subscribed, you are subscribing now. Click the button wherever that is. Click the subscribe button. Also turn on your notifications bell so that you can be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. And what else? That is it. That is all. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the new version of you, we already broke up with ourselves last week, and this is our level up week. So this week we're only going to be talking about leveling up and becoming the new version of ourselves. And remember, growth is uncomfortable. Even when you're growing in your body, it's uncomfortable, right? When your kids are growing, they talk about their knees are hurting. They're sleeping a lot. There's some things that are changing, right? When you change in your body tone, your body, and you start working out, your muscles start to ache because they're breaking and they're restructuring themselves, right? So you've got to think of your body as being the same thing. You got to think of your habits as being the same thing. You got to think about those old habits as being the same way, right? We've got to start making adjustments, and it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to stress you and challenge you, but it's okay. Great things come from stress. Great things come from stress, right? So let's get it. Let's go. I thank you all for joining me this morning and every morning, y'all. I'll be in your stories. Are y'all looking at my stories of my ads? Let me tell you something. My ads are adding. Services are coming soon. All right. So with that being said, y'all have an amazing day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.